You know, I'm the guy who sits here and says, hey, everybody doesn't know you. And all the things you got going on with identifying yourself and how you want to be identified, that's perfectly well within your right to do that. But outside of your safe space of social media and Tinder profiles and what you do on Tumblr are people who don't care and they're not going to go along with it. Does it suck for you? Yes. But should you be going above and beyond to try to make it more than what it is? No. It's just as simple as that. People are going to go with it. People are not gonna go with it. Sunrise, sunset, Shrek is love, Shrek is life. But when you go above and beyond, you don't make yourself out to be the victim trying to portray the hero. You make yourself out to be someone who is a little bit bitter and tipsy over the fact that no one's acknowledging who you are, especially when they are strangers. They don't know you. They don't follow you on TikTok. They don't pay attention to what you do out in the world. They're living their own lives with their own perspectives, their own beliefs, and they're not really interested in anything outside of that. Kind of like how you are not interested in anything outside of your beliefs. I'm glad we all understand that. For some reason, I'll be called transphobic for it. You have an individual who is transgender, who had issues with the bank. Some transactions were not up to code. So they call up the bank and they say, I did not order all these things. I want this fixed now. And they have to go through security questions. And here you go.
So here I am outside Santander in Hove. This morning I went online and spotted a number of fraudulent transactions on my bank account. I rang up their online banking to report it, went through all of the security checks, no problem obviously because it's my account, but still couldn't talk to them on the phone because my voice is not perceived to be that of Sophie. So I was just wondering when perceived gender became one of the security questions. So I've already spoken to Sussex Police, who I'm a hate crime ambassador for, and they actually want it reported as a non-crime hate incident because the law allows for any kind of perceived prejudice to be recorded as unacceptable. And so I'm about to go in and see them, and the problem is that I'm talking to them on the phone this morning and my account's been compromised and I'm feeling vulnerable, and yet they are unable to help me. So let's see what they say in a branch. Well, I've just come out of Santander where we've cancelled my card and ordered the new one. I did get called sir twice in the process, including once in response to me actually pointing out to them that my account said miss, which was quite disappointing. So Santander, you really need to sort out your trans awareness training, and I will be taking this up with the people online. I'm not going to be arguing in the branch. I'll talk to you online.
I would just like to be the guy who, when we play the game of Oppression Olympics, is always walking out with the gold medal because the black African Americans will always be the top tier when it comes to oppression. You should not be trying to make this out to be a hate crime. It's not a hate crime. Even as the way you described it yourself, I can't look at this and say, yes, you are the victim of something heinous. You are the victim of somebody not knowing who you are, and with your name being something different, of a female name, and you sounding like a guy, somebody's going to think rightfully, this person is trying to scam from this bank account. Let me close this out. Does it suck? Yes. Do you have to go through the process of waiting for a new card and potentially more information? Yes. But it is not a hate crime. And for you to be in a position of power where you are part of somebody's hate crime division or hate crime unit says a lot about what you view as a hate crime. Because I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, where's the hate? Where's the bigotry? Where's the threat of life? Where's the threat to your safety because of who you are? I'm not seeing it. All I'm seeing is what most fucking banks would do if they come into a scenario like this. Now, I know what you might say. Well, they answered all the security questions, so what's the problem? The problem, as I said maybe 30 seconds ago, is that this is somebody who's changed their identity to assumingly fit the process of being a female, which is fine. I can't do nothing about that. And they have a female name. The issue is that they sound like a fucking guy. So when you have someone who, and I might be crazy because maybe technology hasn't become this advanced, but is over the phone and not on FaceTime, they're not gonna see you and think, yes, this is the transgender individual who has issues with their bank account. They're gonna hear you and see the name that's female and think, what in the fuck? This motherfucker's scamming, which is the right way to go about it. And yeah, it sucks for you, but guess what? That's the hill you gotta die on in some situations. And for you to sit there and think, all right, it's time for me to really investigate this as a hate crime. You're fucking crazy. It's just like the last person. Are you potentially going to get somebody thrown in jail, fired, pay a fine, or another option because they don't know who you are? And they're doing their job? Because I maybe never worked at a bank before, but if you're having to deal with potential fraud and you have to ask someone security questions and you hear their voice and they're getting things right, but there's the one problem of them not sounding like the name you see, wouldn't you raise an eyebrow and potentially call a supervisor in or immediately press the red flag delete button because you're not wanting to deal with the problem of somebody getting away with fraud, especially on your hands? I'm not seeing anything wrong here. But of course, there's going to be the people who sit there and say there is an actual problem here and it needs to be addressed. And I do believe so. The problem is this: identify yourself and realize everybody doesn't know who you are. I know, what a Pythagorean theorem concept I've come up with. But I will continue to say this because it is the most simple approach. Going above and beyond to do anything extra for attention or gratification will have people paying attention to you. Yes, it will have people on your side saying, I can't believe you've been traumatized in such a manner. But then there are going to be people like me who look at you and respect you for who you are because, again, can't do anything about what you identify as. I identify as the sexiest black YouTuber, and my pronouns are sexy black. But you can't expect the world to see you and see your issue and say, yeah, I agree with you. They're gonna look at you as an egotistical, maniacal prick who's trying to label somebody out as a victim or a perpetrator of a hate crime for not recognizing that you're a transgender over the phone. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Am I the evil transphobe who would also, in this scenario, press the button to lock down the account? Or am I making a little bit of sense here? Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.